Hey there, this is Snacks and Stacks, and I like to talk about books, TV shows, and movies, and today, it's been a while, but we're going to talk about some anime. In the month of August, I watched probably 5 different animes, and they were all fantasy. Some of them are very popular, and some I think are less well known. I'm going to go through them real quick, but focus mainly on 3 that were probably my top of August. So first, I watched I'll Become a Villainess Who Goes Down in History. This definitely felt like it was for younger audiences. The trope here is the reincarnation trope, where we have a main character who dies and then reincarnates into either a game or a story. This one was a video game, and the main character who reincarnates into the game, she actually was more impressed by the villainess, and so she was really excited to become the villainess in the story. And she acts like a good person, which I think is what happens a lot in these I'm gonna be the villain, but really the villain is like a good person. But yeah, so it's fun. It's definitely something that you could probably put on and watch on the side if it's something that you are used to watching before, because I didn't think any of it was very new or unique, but it was fun to watch this young lady become a successful villainess, or try to. I think it's only 1 season long right now, and it doesn't leave on a cliffhanger, but it doesn't leave on like a nice conclusion either, which a lot of these more like girly, for lack of a better word, these are aimed for young girls, and sometimes they don't always get a second season. It's just the way this anime world works. And the next one that I kind of want to just summarize real quick is Demon Slayer. I'm sure you've heard of Demon Slayer. It's super popular. Currently, the movie I think is out for the next step, but I watched the season right before this movie. Both my husband and my son loves this show. Both of them want to just wait until it's streaming to watch the movie at home, so we probably won't watch it anytime soon. But my husband and I finally watched the latest season, which was season 4, the Hashira arc, and my son has been asking us to watch it, so we're all caught up. But it took us forever because my husband had found out that the ending of it is a huge cliffhanger, which it is. But I thought this was a very good arc. I really liked the character development in this training arc. I also really like training arcs. We basically follow our main character as he goes through different Hashira and does their training in order to then fight the big bad. And it was fun. I had a lot of fun with it. It kind of went back to its roots a little bit, which I enjoy. And the only thing I didn't like was that there wasn't a lot of Nezuko in it, which she's my favorite character. So yeah, so now my favorite 3 animes that I watched in August. First, I want to talk about My Dress Up Darling. This anime is so cute, and I thought that the characters were done very well. I love the attention to detail in the anime, well, not those details, but the attention to detail in the way they illustrated everything and animated everything. You can see that they are paying attention to hands, and also a lot of details go into the dressmaking and the makeup. So what is My Dress Up Darling about? Is about 2 teenagers who go into this world of cosplay. One, the male protagonist, I think his name is Gojo, and he is very much the odd person out in his school. He doesn't have any friends. He's found his passion, and it was demonized to him as a child by his best friend. And so because of this, he thinks that it's probably super weird and nobody will ever understand him. And his passion are these dolls, and they are meticulously made by people. They're hand painted. They have little costumes that are hand sewn. He's been practicing all his life since a young child to be able to paint their faces, which is what his grandfather does. And his best friend as a kid was like, ew, you like dolls? You're not allowed, you're a boy. And he is very attached to these dolls. He talks to them. He thinks they are the most beautiful things in the world. He loves them. On the other hand, we have the female protagonist. Her name is Maureen, and she is like a popular girl. She has a ton of friends. She's always seen around her friends, and she's very kind. She's popular probably because she's gorgeous. She has a side job as a model, and I think other than the fact that she's gorgeous, she just has like a presence about her, and her presence comes with a lot of kindness as well, which is wonderful to see in a main character. And in some way they sort of meet. She figures out that he can sew, and she's always been wanting to do cosplay. Now her friends don't demonize her passions, but she does feel a bit like nobody quite understands her passions, and so her and Gojo kind of start learning about each other's passions. How many times am I say passions? They start learning about the things that they love, and they show a very big appreciation for it. And I think that is something to be said. Like, even though my husband is a hunter and I don't care for hunting, I think just like whenever I'm interested, or I go with him to the store, or I like listen to his stories and like ask him questions about it, he gets very excited. And this is just how people should treat other people. And instead of being like, oh my God, I can't believe you kill animals, or oh my God, I can't believe you like dolls. And like for her, it'd be like, I can't believe you like sexy games. He's just like, watches it, he studies it in order to make the costumes. And he's very meticulous in the way that he makes these costumes. I'm going to put my disclaimer here, because I think I heard you say she likes sexy games. This anime would be so good if it was just about cosplay, but I don't know what it is about anime culture, but there's so much fan service in this. Maureen is a beautiful young lady, but she's a teenager, and I am in my 30s. And I was talking to my husband, and my husband's like, it's a cartoon, it's fine. And I was like, yeah, but we're like looking at her body parts. And I understand it's all drawn and, blah, blah, blah. But the intention is that she is a teenager. There's another very popular show. It's done airing now, but it was called Food Wars. And I really did like parts of the show a lot, but the fan service in that was also very difficult for me. Again, they're teenagers. My husband was like, what's up with you picking shows that are supposed to just be about insert cute thing, either food or cosplay, and then it ends up having so much fan service in it. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, but it looked cute at first. And so if you can kind of get past that, I think some of it is overdone, to be honest. But we do have a very awkward teenage boy as one of the main characters, and so it happens, and Maureen is very comfortable with her body and with people, and so she also happens to put herself in places where I'm like, girl, that's inappropriate. But they are both of the same age, at least, so I guess it's fine. But yeah, overall, I really like the show. I like the way things are drawn. I like the way things are animated. I love the character and the character development. And I love learning about this cosplay world. We learn a lot about what is so intriguing about cosplay for people and what they love about it. And I love seeing it. Yeah, it's a really sweet time aside from the fan service. The next anime I want to talk about is Kowloon Generic Romance. From the title, you might think that it's a generic romance. And from the brief description that I read real quick, I thought it was a workplace romance. It said it was between two characters who work together in a real estate office, and there's like a mystery to it. So interestingly enough, I just started watching it, and then I was like, whoa, something is weird is happening. And it's definitely a bit of a sci-fi mystery with romance elements that thread everything together. But every episode, you're uncovering this mystery, this like weird thing that has happened in this place. And the place is Kowloon. Kowloon is actually based on the actual Kowloon in Hong Kong. This was a walled city that has been destroyed in the 1990s, but it housed over 30,000 people in just 6 acres. And so it was built all the way up, and I think in some of my research, it was saying that the sun like barely goes in there because of how it was built. As anime follows a woman who's falling in love with her coworker, but then she finds a photo that her and him have been engaged, and she doesn't remember this at all. I think that is part of the description, and that's probably all I can really say. The story is really about nostalgia and regret and grief. You uncover so many things in this little place, and I think it's also about how things were, like appreciating it and then learning how to let it go. I think that's the best way I can say things without it being a spoiler, and in itself, that little statement might be a spoiler. This is so hard to explain, but it's so good. It's so good, and it brings up so many questions. I want more people to watch this so I can discuss it with people, because there's things about it that's very, very interesting, and I feel like I need a discussion. But yeah, I also think it's done really well because it's about this city that is in the 90s. I didn't write down when it was destroyed, but I think I want to say like 1996. And the drawing style also reminds you of that. Like the main character's hair is like 10 feet tall. Like it's unnecessary. I just think it's done so well. And there's a lot that we could talk about with it, including the city of Kowloon. This place sounds so interesting. So I would love for more people to watch it, and so that I can discuss it with them. Last but not least, my absolute favorite watch of August would be Link Click. This is a time travel mystery anime. Another one where I can't talk too much about what happens, but I can say great characters, awesome magic mechanic. There's 2 guys that can basically travel back in time through photographs, and there's a girl who is their friend who kind of helps facilitate their jobs and by collecting these photos and talking to the people who want something done. At first it feels like a criminal procedure setup. You know, you have this one little case, and I'm calling it a case, but it's like a job that they do and they fulfill it, and then there's another one, and then they start kind of connecting in a way, and then there's like an overarching big bad. So it's very good, it's well drawn, it's well animated. There's a lot of things to like talk about when you talk about time travel in general, and they hit on that. There's rules with the time traveling. By now, I've watched 2 seasons of it, and there's a prequel season that we are about to start, and I kind of just want to hang on to it and wait until either the next season has aired or has announced. I think the next season has been announced, but it hasn't aired. And we don't have a 4th season, like a last culminating season to be announced, but it's very good. It can be very traumatizing. I think it's worth it though. So I definitely recommend that one as well. Yeah, have you watched any anime lately? What have you been into? Let me know in the comments below. As always, happy snacking, happy binging, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.